A very good morning to you all. I am Sam Darbo from Simply Decarbonization platform. I am back to pick up where I stopped, a topic that is about the environmental situation of Kombo. I have stopped in my earlier video. I did talk about the loss of forest cover, and that's where I want to stop, or that's where I want to start, and into the issue of pollution. The air pollution, the dust in the air around most of the urbanized areas of Kombo. From Banjul is not too bad, but from Kamalo and all the way to Jambanjeli, Tanje, through Brikama to Mandinaba. You're coming back through that Buffalo to Mandina Ring, and also Lameng. But Buffalo and Mandina Ring are off the beaten track. But Lameng, Busumbala, Yundum, Farato all the way. Sukuta, Brufut, Tanje, Serinjakakunda, Jabang, and the rest. The loss of forest cover did create a vacuum, and that vacuum is being exploited. That gives rise to this dust, the issue of dust. The forest or the trees, green plants provide what we call ecosystem services. The services, most of it is intangible. You receive the service, but you don't see it. But there are a few among ecosystem services that are tangible. The products like fruits coming from the trees, the timber for raw materials, firewood, leaves for cooking, roots for medicine, herbs, barks, roots, barks, branches, leaves. Those are tangible ones. So those ecosystem services can be broken into four different functions: provisioning services, regulating services, supporting service, and cultural services. These are all rendered by the trees or green plants. The loss of forest cover in Kombo, coupled with the heavy traffic confined to this small area, maybe a radius of nothing more than 20 kilometers square. Say from Stinkona all the way to Jambanjeli, then Jambanjeli down to, through Yuna, to Beya, Mariamakunda, to Tanjering, then Tanje, then Brufut, or even Batokunku Brufut all the way to Bakau, then to Stinkona, then you move on from Jambanjeli also to Brikama, off Brikama towards the Daslame and just before Daslame Manduar, and all the way to Mandinaba, Kombo East. So that's where, during my observation, I've observed that there are intense traffic of motorists, the vehicles. If I had to grade Gambia's vehicle, the amount of vehicle plying in the Gambian road, on the Gambian roads, I can easily say that nearly half of it is confined to this maybe 20 or 25 kilometer radius. That's phenomenal. The traffic is jam-packed on all these roads. So the fumes, the exhaust fumes, the smokes coming from the exhaust pipes, they are emitting thousands, every day thousands of kilograms of carbon dioxide are going. Monthly, we could run into tens of thousands of kilograms of carbon emissions into the atmosphere. But the other source of the dust in the atmosphere is these roadworks going on. The roadworks are lots of dust because they don't clean after them. After road construction, they don't clean. And other aspects is what I will attribute to rainy season, the runoff waters. When it rains cats and dog, the water start accumulating and start running because the water will always find its all roots. So all those places are built up areas now. People are living in all water, the roots, the water catchment areas. People are living in virtually everywhere. So those roots, definitely, the water will always follow its own roots. So when it's following the root, those roots are all confined now to the roots. So the runoff water will collect lots of sand and mud, debris, and dump them on the road. So they were never cleaned up. So you have this heavy traffic going on them every day. Those fine sand particles or mud, they've been pulverized, breaking down into finer and finer particles. Those particles, they become so small that your eye cannot see them. They become like 0.5 microns. So if the cars are running, passing them, the inertia just carries lots of velocity going with it. It just lifts them up from the road, and they eventually go into the air, and that's where they stay together with the carbon dioxide. So that confined area has what the ecologists call heat island effect. Heat island effect. Because the carbon dioxide in the air will trap sun's ray, the heat on it, and multiply it. That's why it is one of the agents for global warming. I don't come here today to talk about that. That can be another topic later. You see. So you have this dust there. You have this. You have the carbon dioxide. So the heat island effect, all of these vehicles are confined at that place. Though Kombo is very close to the sea, the Atlantic Ocean, you will expect the sea breeze to have its effects, moderating effect, cooling effect on the weather condition. But no. The whole day, as soon as, even the time I went, we call it Harmattan season. That's the colder period for us. But we went, I was there from the 6th of December all the way to 20th. But every day is intensely hot. By 10 o'clock, the sun is up there. Before noon, you cannot even stand under the sun. It's pounding. The heat. I live in Brufut Heights, literally 500 meters from the ocean. But I don't feel it. You only feel it after midnight. Towards around 2 a.m., 3, the wee hours, 3, 4, yeah, you can see the effect of sea breezes. You can feel it. It's a problem. Because Kombo lost most of our forest cover. And it's all due to urban sprawling, migration from interior to the coast. That's no fault of the migrants, people moving from interior, coming here, coming to the coast. No, it's the government policies. It's the government policies. There should be policies that would geared decentralization to create job opportunities. But the boom in the tourism and the job opportunities there, and the fact that the government doesn't do it, whether it's Sadauda's time, Jammeh's time, or Barrow's time, it's all the same. So Kombo is intensely peopled. The population density per 1 kilometer square of Kombo is too high. There are no more farming places, no areas of farming. All the lower plains for Banta furrows where we cultivate rice, they are all gone. So that's why when it rains now, the people who occupy those places, which I believe the physical planning in West Coast region should have stopped it. Because you people who stay there, every time when it rains cats and dog, the flood comes, all the place is going to be flooded. Just like parts of Sukuta Nema, where I come from. The Marikunda end is the same plain, that goes all the way to Bakote Salo, through there, all the way to Manjai and eventually emptying itself into the ocean. You see where the bridge is, Kotu Strand Village Hotel, just near Kombo Beach. So this is it. So that's the stagnant dust, the dust that stay. That is, those stay just like a cloud hovering over Kombo. This area I am talking about, Kombo St. Mary, KMC, Sanementere, Busumbala, Farato, Brikama, this area, Lameng, and this area, Willingar and the others. Those are the places I was talking about. It's a problem. It's a health hazard. People with respiratory issues like bronchitis, asthma. And even there are other related elements people may have living in that area. It is going to make it worse. It's not going to help them. It's going to make it worse. No matter how you try to protect your house, those microbes, they are too small. They will still enter into your house. Could you imagine having a new baby breathing in those dust through his or her nose into the trachea, right down to the bronchioles, into the air sacs? Because the lungs at that time, they are not fully matured. So at that early age, that baby contract already has an issue, breathing issue. So it's a problem. One, the government had the contract they gave to the road contractors. They should make sure that they clean after them. They have to clean after the road construction. But the runoff water that pools those mud and sands on the road, I have to be fair to the government here, because the government, they don't even pay the council's subvention. That's what I overheard. I'm not a politician. I'm an environmentalist. I'm talking from environmental point. So nobody should see my talk as political. No, I'm talking from environmental point of view. My observation, what I have seen, I didn't go after anybody. I went there myself. I went all the way to Kafuta, where Kombo ends. So anything I'm talking about here is my own experience, my own observations. And I'm basing on environmental science. So the councils do not receive their subvention. Even with their subventions, I don't believe that they are equipped enough to clean those places. So I believe that we should do tecitos. Because you are not doing for me, you are not doing for anybody, you're doing it for yourself. So that you can breathe clean air. You can, prevent potential disease or potential ailment that can knock you down or knock your family down or your fellow Gambian citizen in the near or distant future. So we could do some tecitos to clean those places up. Because the trees The forest cover could have been very instrumental here. Through the ecosystem services they provided, they can soak, they can absorb the dust and the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, because they need carbon dioxide for the photosynthesis, because their green plants are producers, they make their own food. So in doing that, they will be absorbing these dust as well and other harmful gases in the atmosphere. But the tree cover is, if you grade it to 100%, we have maybe less than 5% tree cover now. Forest cover in Kombo, everything is built everywhere. The last remaining stuff, the vanguard would be the mangrove forest at the river's mouth, estuary, both on the south and the north bank. But I'm talking about south, from Kamalo and Tambi wetlands all the way to Lameng. Then you can go through those in the Buffalo to then Kubune. Then you go to Makumbaya, Mandinaring. You move further to Kembuje, then Pirang, Faraba, all the way to Kafuta. You can see the streams everywhere in those areas. But even that, we're having issues with that, because the Bone Road wetlands is all gone. The Kamalo wetlands there is all gone. Now they are even, encroaching on the Tambi, which is the only Ramsar site. So we Kombonkas, we have a problem. We need to deal with these dust hanging over these BC precinct area of Kombo. The commercial hub, Serekunda, and all these satellite villages around. Because it's a spillover. It's just like what we call conurbation in geography. Conurbation is started. So these will go, the way I am seeing it, not in a distant future, it will go like this all the way to Kartong. Anywhere you go is all going to be a catchment area for BC precinct business thoroughfare. That's why it's going to be. It's going to happen in my time. I will be here. I've said it here. Take it to bank. You can take it to the bank. It's going to be there. But the issue up there is man-made. It's anthropogenic. It's man-made. It is made by us. So we need to deal with it. It's a very severe environmental issue that needs to be addressed. The dust there is a problem. The forest cover is a problem. Our lives depended on that ecosystem services the green plants provided or the forest plant provided. No trees, like my senior man said, Sehu Jango. No trees, no life. Look at your dinner plate today. Please, just go and check your dinner plate today, what you ate. The biodiversity there, I look at it. It encompasses the ecological diversity, species diversity, and genetical diversity. So if you look at this dinner plate that you eat today, if it is benachin, you look at the rice. If it is fish, you think of fish too. The oil, whether it's vegetable oil or not oil, is still coming from plants. The rice, onions and other condiments, you put them all together. For that meal alone, one meal alone, you will count more than 10 different species. So how diverse is that? None of them you can make it on your own. No. All of them are from the environment. It's all been provided by environment. We are the last to come human beings on this planet Earth. The trees were here. These forests and the trees, green plants were here well before. God made them first. The genes come and we are the last. But we are the species that is destroying this earth. The earth resources is finite. It's not infinite. It's finite. And our cultural practices And our greed for needs and wants is pushing these ecological equilibrium to an edge, because we begin to alter the Earth's composition. The golden log principle that makes Earth habitable, a habitable zone, habitable for human beings and other creatures to live side by side. Our activities since 1850, our needs and wants, our cultural practices, everything, consumerism, commerce and industry, everything is contributing to destruction of this planet Earth. And this is the only planet we have. When we destroy it, we cannot go anywhere. So we need to act today. Let's start. A country like Gambia, we are not technologically gifted. But I believe NATO-based solutions are still here. We have to change our attitudes. Yeah? Because I was going to Latrikunda Sabit, I saw a woman with a big pan full of laundry wastewater. She left her compound. She came all the way on the road and poured it on the road. She came, emptied it on the road, and she went back. On the road. I was shell-shocked. So, we are Muslims. These are the teachings of the Quran. These are the things that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the Sunnah. You should waste the planet you are, the plants that you met, you have no right to destroy them. You go to Surah Al-Baqarah, it's there. I'm a Muslim. Yeah, I'm a Muslim. I believe in God. But if you go to Surah Al-Baqarah, it's there. I cannot quote you the verse because I know how to pray. I know my do's and don'ts, the pillars. But I'm not that somebody who is so eloquent or know. I know a lot. But I'm not that so eloquent in Islam, Islamic jurisprudence or Islamic knowledge. I know how to pray. Yeah, it's all there. So, as a Gambians, as Kombonkas, we need to put our act together. The only way to combat this dust, which is creating a problem, and I believe that many deaths can be attributed to this dust. We wouldn't know how many deaths can be attributed to this dust, but I believe that there are many deaths that can be attributed to this dust. We wouldn't know because we do not investigate how our people died. But those, if at all there are investigations done on most of the dead, people who die in the hospitals, to know that exactly the cause of death, I believe that there will be a lots of death in Kombo. These areas, people who live within this vicinity, that can be attributed to this dust that is hanging over us every day. In your house, you breathe it. You come out, you breathe it. You are in the car, you breathe it. Everywhere you are in these areas I pinpointed is a problem. So I said, let's start cleaning up those roads. Because I can't tell people not to buy cars. No, I can't say that. But we need to put our acts together. Let's do the needful. We need all hands on the deck to wrestle this phenomenon by planting more trees so that they can absorb this dust and their carbon dioxide to combat the heat island effect, and also to combat this dust as well. But by cleaning with the teshito that our forefathers do, we can make Gambia, Kombo, these regions, a better place to live, an environmental equilibrium could be achieved. I thank you all.